The air in this room maintains a constant, artificial temperature. It is neither hot nor cold, but a static neutrality that settles on the skin. A low, continuous hum resonates from the ceiling vents, a mechanical vibration that serves as the baseline for all other sounds. The light is consistent, originating from long fluorescent tubes encased in frosted plastic panels. It casts no distinct shadows, only a flat, even illumination that reveals the dust on the skirting boards and the scuffs on the linoleum floor. The smell is faint but persistent, a mixture of industrial floor wax, dried paper, and the sterile exhaust of laser printers. We enter through the glass door. The mechanism at the top of the frame clicks, slowing the door's closure so it seals without a sound. We do not look at the others who are already stationary. We scan the available coordinates. The rule of occupancy is immediate. We maximize distance. We locate a seat that provides at least one unit of empty space on either side. If no such gap exists, we select the seat at the end of a row, angling our bodies slightly toward the wall. We sit. The cushion compresses with a release of air, a sound like a heavy sigh that is purely mechanical. We adjust our coats. We place our bags on our laps or between our feet, creating a personal perimeter. The boundary is set. We adopt the universal posture of the weight. The spine curves forward. The neck bends. The gaze drops to a 45-degree angle, focusing on the middle distance or the illuminated rectangle in our hands. We do not make eye contact. To look at another person here is to breach the surface tension of the room. Instead, we look at the environment. We verify the exit sign. We verify the digital counter on the wall. The red numbers shift, A42, A43. The sound of the changing number is a sharp electronic chime, followed by a recorded voice. We all lift our heads in a synchronized motion, verify the number is not ours, and lower our heads again. The rhythm is established. Chime. Head up. Head down. Silence. Time expands in the gap between numbers. To manage the duration, we engage in the inspection of surfaces. My right hand rests on the armrest. The material is a synthetic polymer, textured to resemble leather but feeling like hardened rubber. It is cool to the touch. I run my thumb over the grain. The pattern is repetitive, a grid of microscopic pebbles pressed into the gray plastic. There is a small scratch near the front edge, revealing a lighter gray underneath. I trace the scratch. It is rough. It catches the ridges of my fingerprint. I look at the ticket in my other hand. It is a thin strip of thermal paper, curled from being pulled against the serrated edge of the dispenser. The paper is smooth, almost waxy. The number 58 is printed in a dot matrix font. The ink is black, but fades to charcoal at the edges of the digits. I fold the bottom corner of the ticket. I crease it sharp with my fingernail. I unfold it. The white line of the crease remains. I fold it again, this time along the side. I create a triangle. I press it flat. The sound of the paper bending is a tiny, dry crunch. I roll the ticket into a cylinder. The thermal coating warms slightly under the friction of my fingers. I unroll it. I smooth it out on my knee. The fabric of my trousers provides a new texture, a weave of denim, coarse and rigid. I push the paper against the denim, feeling the weave transfer through the thin ticket. I look at the floor. The tiles are speckled with gray and white flakes. I find a pattern in the chaos. 3 white specks form a triangle. I look for another triangle. I find one near the leg of the chair opposite me. I connect the dots with my eyes. This activity consumes 45 seconds. The phone screen is dark. I press the side button. The light activates. 1:14 p.m. I swipe up. The screen resists the finger slightly, a layer of oil and dust creating a microscopic drag. I open a list. I scroll. The motion is smooth, inertial. The text blurs and sharpens. I do not read the words. I am monitoring the kinetic feedback of the scroll. Up, down, refresh. The loading icon spins, a circle chasing its own tail. It stops. New text appears. I acknowledge the shapes of the paragraphs without processing the syntax. I lock the phone. The screen goes black. I see the reflection of the fluorescent lights in the glass. 2 parallel white bars. I tilt the phone. The bars slide across the black surface. I tilt it back. The bars return. The space dictates our biology. The arrangement of the chairs, bolted to a metal beam, prevents rotation. We must face forward. The proximity of others suppresses the volume of our breath. We breathe shallower here. To cough is to disrupt the equilibrium. If a cough happens, it is stifled, swallowed into the sleeve. The sound echoes sharply, then vanishes. The silence rushes back in to fill the void, heavier than before. The room is a container for static energy. We are objects placed in storage, waiting for retrieval. The digital board controls the flow. It commands the room. We obey the sequence. We do not speak to the neighbors. We are separate entities, united only by the direction of our feet and the anticipation of the chime. The chime sounds. A58. The suspension breaks. I stand. The movement is stiff. The blood rushes to the legs. I walk toward the counter. The path is clear. I do not look back at the row of chairs. I have been processed. I complete the transaction. The voice on the other side of the glass is low, efficient. I receive a document. I turn. I walk to the exit. The sensor detects motion. The door slides open. I step out into the corridor. The air is different here, slightly warmer, but the rules persist. I approach the elevator bank. I press the button. The metal is cold, surrounded by a halo of white light. The doors slide open. I enter. There is one other person inside. They stand in the back left corner. I move to the front right corner. We maximize the diagonal. The doors close. We watch the floor numbers light up in sequence. The box ascends. We stand as still as the metal walls.